Hello, this is Ron Castle with Sunshine Works, sunshineworks.com. We are at Jennifer's place here in Cannon County, Tennessee this morning to install a simple pump, and that's what this video will be all about from start to finish. You have probably heard the expression whipping things into shape. Many people don't know this, but WHIP stands for Woman Installed Pump. Which is what we're going to do this morning. And Jennifer has put the well cap that we just looked at a moment ago on top of the casing. And the first step is to tighten the set screws around the perimeter of the casing, and then we'll be ready to start installing the pipe and pump cylinder.
How fast?
Like that, that's good. Just to show that it pumps. Jennifer is testing the pump cylinder here just to prove that it pumps before we put it down the well. And that is also circulating chlorine water through the pump, which will help to take care of any bacterial contaminants that might be inside the cylinder. When you first unpack your simple pump pipe, there will be one section which is marked here as top, which has a weep hole drilled. In this case, it's 48 inches down. That would be typical for folks in colder climates. The deep weep hole might be deeper than that. If you should be installing your simple pump with a pitless adapter, then there will not be a weep hole. The pitless will take care of the freeze protection. And in this case, the weep hole is 4 foot down the pipe here. You can see it's marked with a little black mark there. Jennifer is putting the Teflon thread sealing tape on the first section of pipe here, which we're going to join up to the pump cylinder, and then we'll screw those together. Just need 2 to 3 wraps on the tape is adequate. You will need vice grips to join the rod and all of the sucker rod sections, because the female portion has a little dimple in it that acts like a mechanical lock nut, so you can't screw them by hand, and I personally can't screw them with pliers. You've got to have vice grips. It's harder than you think it is. You have to have a pretty good grip on there. Nope. Or there you go. Okay. Get my hand out of the way. Tighten it down until it feels like it should stop. The gap doesn't necessarily have to be closed, but you do want to have the threads bottomed out. In some cases the gap will close, and in some cases it won't. Just depends on, that feels like it.
Feels like it?
Yep.
A little more turn to it. Still turning a little bit.
Do it there, Slider.
There you go. Now that we have the pump rod and the sucker rod joined, the next step is to get the cylinder screwed onto the first section of pipe. Jennifer works with her hands. She is a horse podiatrist, so she has a better grip than most ladies, I would guess. But you may still want to put just a little bit of a turn with your big pair of pliers.
You want to try this one? Bring the guy in.
Now wait a minute, this is violating the WIP, the WIP agreement that we had. Did you hear that part, huh? It was woman installed pump.
Oh. Where's the pliers at, Jim? I'm going to have to do like that?
Yep, and just give it. That's good.
Yeah.
That's all I can hold. All right, we're ready to go to the well.
All right.
Jennifer just finished wiping down the pipe with our diluted chlorine solution, and we are ready to go to the well cap with this section of pipe. We have the safety tool, which we're going to be putting, you can take it, on top of the well cap, that prevents the female hub of the pipe from passing through the port in the top of the well cap until we're ready to have the next section assembled and are ready to lower it. So safety tool goes on top of the well cap after we get the pump cylinder and pipe into the hole. We have the hatch to the pump house open so we can lower the pipe and cylinder into the well.
Now,
Is the if the split clamp is too tight there, Jen, we may need to loosen that up just a
Yeah.
little bit.
it's too tight. Hans, get the Allen wrench. You gotta loosen up those three.
You know which one it is? The same as that one?
Let me move up here so we can
Bigger.
see what's what. No, you're fine. Don't move because of me.
You're probably the second two biggest one.
Yeah, you may want to loosen the top three. I didn't think about that. Sorry. Instructor error. Just loosen those up enough where the pinch bolt will allow the clamp to release when you unscrew that. Now you've got one on the outside over here that's right there where the split is. It's horizontal.
Oh, okay.
It will be snug, Jennifer, but
Okay.
the piston is always snug. Especially when you've got the 125 piston the way you do.
Right, these ones even matter up there for the
Yeah,
instant?
it should go now. May take just a little wiggling to get the moving past the O-ring.
I just don't want to lose. I don't want to lose the pipe.
As soon as you get the piston in the hole, then you can put the safety tool on top of the cap. There you go.
Okay.
Now the safety tool goes down.
Where does that go, like that?
Yeah, turn it around one more. The 180.
Yeah.
There you go. That rests right on top of those two socket head cap screws that makes a lock.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Now you're
Now
you're ready to lower down and rest the hub. And when you get to the end of the section, you'll see what I talked about, the pinch grip right there. That one was easy, but when you get 4 or 5 sections on there, it'll be quite a bit. In the parts bag here, we have the little wagon wheel looking bushing, which is the rod guide for the sucker rod, and it goes into the top of the female hub of the pipe. So drop that over the
over here.
right. Drop that right over the rod,
Just
and
let
then
it fall?
it'll go right down into the hub. And you are ready for the next section.
All right.
This is pipe section 2. We've moved our vice grip tools here into the pump house. All the rest of the sections will be joined here. And we've got the wagon wheel bushing already in the hub of the pipe below. It's always a bad feeling when you finish installing and you find you have an extra one of those. So it's a good idea to double check. And then when we get the rods tightened up, we are ready for join the pipe sections, and then we're ready for the next one. Down she goes. Okay, we are on pipe section 3 now. This is going to be a same thing that we did on the last one, and we've got, do you remember how many sections there are altogether?
No.
9 or 10? We're back in the same routine now. We have 6 sections of pipe left to go, including the pipe with the weep hole. And we made a little faux pas. On the last one, we forgot to put the wagon wheel bushing, so we have our discipline going for that now.
Yeah.
And we're cruising right along. Okay, this is the last pipe section here. We are ready to go.
You're good. All right.
You good?
Yeah. Actually, with that handle, you wouldn't have to worry about losing
No, it is a secondary, but I would prefer not relying on that, because you're going to have to take it off to screw the pipe section together.
That's true. Another bushing?
Another bushing, and then the well, now we're ready for the pump head installation. So let's talk about that for a minute, and then we'll come back on it. Jennifer has screwed the male nipple in the top of the last section of pipe. You can see there with the sucker rod sticking out, and she has gone ahead and put pipe thread on the, or pipe sealing tape on the top of the nipple, as well as what's screwed into the hub. Now we're going to join up the main pump rod to the sucker rod, and then we will lower the pump head down over that rod and screw that together. And it won't be very long, we'll be pumping water. So that one goes, keep the threads flats up, and screw it on right there just like that. Okay, now you do need to put some torque on that one.
On this bottom one?
Mm-hmm. You've got wrench flats on the top of the rod where you, where you can grip without scarring the.
Okay, you do that, Hans. Oh, easy.
Hold, you didn't do that.
I'm good here.
Who's turning, me or you?
You turn. I'm just holding.
Hold that real quick.
Just a good snug. It doesn't have far to go, so just a little bit. That's good.
Okay.
Okay, now you can in the pump head there is a sleeve.
This is the pump head, okay.
Right. There is a sleeve up, comes down about halfway down the tube. So what you're going to do here is fish for the hole in the sleeve, which is a spider. It has cup seals in it.
I'm not sure
Not-
what I'm looking at.
Not Spider-Man. So you just go straight down over the rod
Okay, okay, gotcha.
and fish for the hole there. Spider-Man will yell.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Another step here.
Yeah, I think you have to place it in. There you go.
There you go.
And then you screw
Yeah.
it.
Now you're ready to screw the pump head. And we should have about a full thread length of rod coming up out of the top of the pump head there, which is what we see at the very top there.
Oh, that's it?
Mm-hmm.
That's it, Jim.
Oh, no more?
No,
Still have
keep
a little-
keep going until that's tight. You want that to be.
Let me get the. Okay.
We got about 3 threads.
Perfect.
Go a little bit more. Okay.
Okay, that's what we've got at the top there. Point to that thread there sticking out. Thank you. And if we were going to install the linear bearing link drive today, what we would do is take that short rod that we just looked at a moment ago on the tailgate of the pickup and screw that on there. But we're going to put the hand pump on for the moment, so that will be the next step. What we're doing here is lowering the pump head down through the well cap, the main pump tube. The first bolt that you want to do, Jen, is the pinch bolt,
Okay. All right.
the one around the far side there. That squeezes that little split collar clamp and applies the pressure. And it needs to be, I don't know if you want to go that far through the cap or not. You may want to pull it up a little bit before, and you also want to rotate it so that the mounting plate is going to, is going to be facing that way at least temporarily.
Which face, is that the mounting plate?
No, the other side, the flat
The other-
side.
Okay, the flat side, turn it
Right,
around.
right. So rotate that.
And you say we should go a little higher?
Yeah, I wasn't watching to.
I think we went way more than a couple
I
inches.
think
Yeah.
we went 6 inches.
Yeah, I would pull it up a few, about like that, and then get your clamp tightened up. The pinch bolt is what does the holding. The 3 vertical socket head screws that are on the top of that clamp,
Whoops.
behind you right now.
What am I for?
The 3 socket head bolts on the top of the cap then help to hold that pinch. So they need to be snug enough. They need to be good and tight.
Why don't you get one good. How tight does that have to be?
I think that one's done.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Right, and then tighten those up. Okay. While we're doing that, we can go get the handle parts. All right, we got the pump head in place, and now we are installing the pivot bracket for the hand lever. On the back side of the pump head, there's a machined flat that has 4 tapped holes, and there are 4 socket head stainless steel screws that hold that in place. And then the next step will be to take from the end of the hand lever, which is, there it is, pop that ball lock pin out and take the clevis off the top of it. We just pull the pin out of the top of the pump rod, and on either side of the lever arm there are 2 bronze wear washers, which Hans has in hand there. And we're going to put the clevis on top of the pump rod now, and then we'll put those back, put the pin back in. So up to the top of the rod.
Where'd this go?
And that pin you keep, it's the clevis that goes on the in your left hand.
Okay, this thing.
Yeah, it screws on top of the pump rod.
On top of here?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
left hand thread.
Right on the top like this?
Yeah, so it screws backwards. It's a left hand
Okay.
thread.
Gotcha.
What the heck is this thing?
We will figure it out. Which way does it need to be facing?
It needs to be in line with the arm, so you can.
Give it one more. How tight does it need to be? Pretty tight?
Yeah, the idea of the left hand thread is so it won't unscrew itself through motion. So when you get it tight enough, you may want to lift up slightly on the rod,
Okay.
and you can tighten it on the flats underneath there if you need to.
Okay.
Since you're going to take this back off shortly and put the motor back on, I wouldn't worry about making that too tight. And then once you've got that settled there,
Is it? It's
Oh, that's good.
It's bouncing back up. Is that okay?
it's good just the way it is. And then
Okay.
you have to, now the tricky part.
Do they go on the inside?
Yeah, it's best to start on one side
Okay.
and
Sure.
get the arm in place, and then work on the other one, and then the pin.
You gotta have to push on that. That's my messed up thumb. You push.
I just don't want to pinch
Push.
it.
Yeah, it takes a fair amount of effort to get that little spring ball through the. There you go.
But now I don't want to lose this one.
Go ahead.
Perfect.
All right.
Now, in your parts bag on the floor, you've got a similar pin. That is for the pivot,
Oh, this one.
for the pivot arm right there.
Okay. For which arm?
Yep.
Okay.
Raise up.
Right here?
I see.
Yeah, you'll have to lift the pump rod just a little bit to be able
Oh, you lift
to make that connection.
lift it up.
If you recall, part of what we were talking about is centering up the stroke so that the piston doesn't hit the top or bottom of the cylinder when you're pumping.
Okay. And just slide. No, I don't need any. I've got 2 washers here.
Since you're going to take it off, I
Wouldn't-
personally I wouldn't put them in there for the amount of water you're going to pump till you get the motor on. But they do belong there.
Okay.
You've got two aluminum surfaces there, and the idea behind those little bronze bushings is to keep the aluminum from galling.
Wait, I think you got it, huh?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. I just need to make sure. Okay, you got it. Yeah, you're good. All right.
Very good. If there's nothing down there on the ground that it would bother you to get wet, you're ready to start pumping.
Let's get the tools out of it. Do we need, what is this for? Do we need,
That's the rod for the motor drive,
motor drive. Okay.
the extension.
Why don't you get the first pump here, Jen?
Okay, so how many times will I pump before?
Well,
Who knows?
the pipe is empty, so you have to fill the pipe up.
Okay.
2,
Than it did before.
did you say that's hard to pump?
It's harder than it was before.
Well, yeah, that's because we weren't pumping.
Right.
I hear it.
I hear something.
Come on.
Oh,
Hey!
yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you get that?
Yep.
Yay!
We
Yeah,
have
it's not hard to pump.
water.
Yay!